Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for week 31 of Journaling on a Budget Starting Over. Today we are going to work in our book to get it finished up. I think that we probably have this week and next week left, possibly one more week after that. I think probably I'll announce the auction next week because when I'm done with these books, I always auction them off at the end. And so I'll give you the information on that when the time comes. But I think that our cover looks good. I love this page here. And so we know that these are all done. I think I'm just checking because I'm pretty sure other than filling our envelopes, I believe that our first signature is complete. So we'll just kind of run through it just to make sure. Got our fabric flip there. Love the way all of this looks. This paper is so pretty. Alrighty, so these are all done. Okay, we need some, some little journaling cards for there on both sides. This is all done. So we need to fill our envelopes and we need to fill those pockets. We've got our flip here. That's all done. That's all done. And that is complete. So other than a couple of journaling cards and filling the envelopes, first signature is done. Now I got to looking at the second signature because I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this. I didn't want to make it real busy being that it's the front cover. And then I got to looking at this and I just thought that would be really pretty on there like a fabric flip. So I thought that that would look nice right in there. And so all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of a line there. And then I'll just fold it straight at the top because I know that the top is a straight edge. And we'll just cut along the edge of that. We could tear it too, but I think I'll just cut it. You just kind of cut off your fold. I have a hard time cutting in a fold. So I saw Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. That's how she cuts things. She folds them and then cuts the fold, and it looks to work real well. So we've got that there. That looks good. We want to have it a little bit away from the edge. So we're going to come over here and cut it right about, maybe right about there. Line up the top. I haven't decided yet exactly what the next journal is going to be. I don't do a lot of like a theme type book. I don't know. When I have a theme, I feel like I'm stuck with having to do it a certain way. And, you know, when I just have a journal that doesn't have a theme, then I can just kind of do whatever I want. I can add fabric or not add fabric. I can, you know, use color or not use color. So I like the way that that looks. And I'm going to glue it across the top. And then I think I want to put a piece of lace across the top. And I'm trying to think what I want to do with the bottom because the bottom of this is kind of uneven. And I kind of like the way that that looks. Oh, I could just lift it up to there. Yeah, I'm going to do that because I really like that unevenness of the bottom. And so I'm just going to move this up so that we can see that. Okay. Put that up there. Yeah, I like the way that that looks. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that fold instead of cutting it off, because that will just give it a little extra strength at the top. This is sewing paper, so it is a little bit stronger than just regular tissue paper, I think. That's just the way that it seems to me. It seems like the sewing tissue is stronger, and probably because you've got to, you know, put it on your pattern and you've got to, or on your fabric, and you've got to pin it and everything. I think that it's made a little bit stronger for that reason. And that all might just be totally in my head, but that's what I think. Alrighty, so I'm going to just do that. And then we're going to put some lace on top of that. That will also give it strength at the top. And then I'm just going to put some glue right across the top here. And I think I probably will put glue the full width of that fold. So that part will stay down. I think that also will just give it a little extra stability. Put that over there. Then I just kind of want to make sure I line it up where I want it. And making sure the bottom looks good. Yes, it does. So there we go. Now we just have to figure out what color lace we want to put on there. I think that looks really cute. So now you've got a flip that you can write underneath. It is a see-through flip, so the writing will be a little bit visible, but I don't think it will be, let me see here. I don't have anything with writing on it. Okay. But I do think you'll be able to see through it a little bit. Yeah, but probably not maybe be able to read it. Okay, so I pulled out a box of colored lace. I don't like that. There's not really any pink on there. And I don't know, I just don't want to do pink. Could do brown, but brown's kind of plain. Got a couple. Let's look at these two. I think that would be really pretty. And we've got the tea dye color there, so I think that the gold would go nicely with that. Let's just see what these would look like. Wow. With the shiny and everything, that's really kind of in your face. And it's awfully big. I don't think I like that one. What about, let's try this one. If I can figure out how to open it. There it is. Oh, I think I like that. It's not like in your face, and yet it's really kind of pretty. And we really don't have much, I don't think, in here that's the golden color. Looks a little more yellow after I opened it up, but it's still very pretty. So yeah, so when we get ready to start the new journal, we'll just pick some pages and then go from there. It will probably be another just eclectic journal like this one. Just a gathering of different thoughts and ideas and putting them in. Let's see, this is week 31. Pretty sure I won't finish it today. I know I won't finish it today. We probably have a couple more to go. So that would be 32, 33. So 33 weeks that we've been working on this journal. So that just goes to show you, you don't have to rush it. You don't have to hurry it. The whole point of making the journal is the creative process, having fun while you're doing it. So, you know, you don't want to rush it or put any kind of a time constraint on yourself. You just enjoy the process as you're going along. And then once you get it done, I do not keep my journals. I always sell them. I auction them off at the end because I don't use a writing journal. The creating is what I enjoy, but also I do have journals of my own, but I have art journals. And art journals are like glue books would be an art journal, where you just take the time to do a page, but really my art journals are mostly artwork that I put in there. And I don't show those journals because they are very personal. Just like someone's writing journal, my art usually shows my mood. And, you know, so sometimes if I'm, you know, just not feeling good, it shows up in my journal. And, you know, that's the way that I get it out versus people that write it down. I create a piece of art that goes along with it. I normally don't even go back and look at them very often myself. Because normally that's when I feel like I really need to go into that journal, is when I have something that's bothering me and I want to get it out. Instead of getting it out by writing it, I get it out by putting it on a piece of paper as art. And so, you know, it isn't any different than someone writing. And that's why I always say things like, you have a place to write here, or to stick a family picture or whatever, or, you know, to go ahead and create on there. I am going to fold this lip back just a little bit. Make sure I get that straight. There we go. So, yes, and creating an art journal is no different basically than creating your cover, your signatures, and that's crooked. All right, let's see here. I'm going to take it out. And then that's pretty much it. Because then what you do is then, as you feel like putting something in there, you take your art supplies and you put something in there. So, so that's why you don't usually really see people creating an art journal on the videos as much. Because there's not a lot to it as far as getting it ready to go. Getting a writing journal like this ready, and a collection journal, a memory journal, you know, these ones, you have all of this creativity that you can put into it. And then if you are a journaler, you've got a great place for the next year to write. And I'm going to glue this whole thing right down. You know, or you have a place to collect, you know, tickets of events you went to, or pictures of vacations, and all of that type of thing. That's what these journals are for. Receipts from something special. You know, just collecting. That's why you have all the pockets, because that's a place to put things that you've collected. And, that's why you have a lot of plain pages for writing and for sticking photographs. Because, you know, we all tend to take pictures with our phones, and then we don't do anything with them. I remember the last time that I stopped in where I used to work. And so there were two younger people that had taken over after I left. And so they both had children when I left that were still very little. And so I said to both of them, you know, let me see pictures of your kids. And the first thing that popped into my head when I said that was, I bet you they both pull out their phone. And sure enough, they pulled out their phone to show me the pictures of their kids. So, and then they were scrolling and trying to find the pictures they wanted to show me. And, you know, so these are great for those, when you have those special pictures, something that you just really, really don't want to lose. Go to Walmart, pop your attach your phone to the little thing or whatever, and print that picture out. They're really, really cheap. And then stick them in an art journal for that year. And, you know, and these are great too. So if you do those types of things, and if you use this journal to write the good things that are going on in your life, you know, use it to say we went to the park today and all of those types of things. And put pictures in there of different things that have happened throughout the year and little ticket stubs and everything else. Then, you know, when your kids get older and they want to look through, you know, they can look through your journals. They can see, you know, all the things that you wrote about going to the park and everything like that. And they can see their pictures and your pictures and everything that you have in there. I mean, remember going through your parents' old photo albums, which none of us hardly have anymore? And if so, they're on some kind of an electronic device. It's fun to have that textile thing to look through. And then they've got all the little fun things to look through too. So I think that that looks really nice. I think that that makes a nice front cover for that signature. So we're done with that. This one is a decision, so it's definitely going to wait till next week. It's probably going to maybe have some stenciling or something. Maybe it needs... Okay, so I'm not totally sure about what I want to do yet, but I think that this might need some of this yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off and leave it there so I don't have to find it next week, because that's always something. I put stuff away and then I can't figure out what I did with it. Cut a little extra too, because I thought, well, if I want to make some tags or something that I might want to put this on, I might want to put it there, you know. So I cut a little extra because I can always stick that in my scrap box and use it for snippets. Alrighty. This page I think looks good, and because we've got this beautiful coloring to the paper in the background, we've got this lovely green and pink here. I don't think that it really needs anything else. I don't think I want to stencil or add anything to that because I like the way that that looks. So I say that that page is done. This page needs to be worked on. And I'm not sure what we'll do here, whether we'll leave that as a, because we want to have lots of writing pages or pages to stick things. At some point, maybe an edge or some corners on there. Alrighty, so this one has got a writing spot under our butterfly here. We should do something on here. Love that card. Maybe we need another journaling card in there. And maybe we need some stenciling on here. I wonder if this one would look pretty on here. It does look pretty there, but it covers up that. How does that look? I actually think I like that. I think I'm going to put that on there, put it across the top, and I'm going to leave it like a flip. You can either take the journaling card and put it over top of it, or you can flip it down over the journaling card so the journaling card is hidden underneath. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Never thought about doing just a partial flip like that, but I think it's going to be cute. Put that in my snippet box. Put that on there like that. Okay, now, do I want to fold it over or just glue it? I think I just want to glue it, so I'm going to cut it right about here. I think that's really pretty. This still needs something, and I don't like it over here for some reason, but I do like it there. So that's where it's going to go. And that's really, you know, as you're going through this, I get the glue off the end of my thing, and I'm going to throw those plastics away. You know, when you're going through your journals, which is why we go back and forth and back and forth, because you do whatever hits you, what feels right, and you'll be a lot more happy with it. You can complete a journal just by going through and just, you know, just complete it. But it's, to me, art is more about the feel of it, how you feel when you're doing it, how it makes you feel when you're doing it. And so you really want to just take your time and do what feels right at the time. And it'll just be so much. I need to move it over a little bit. It's too close to the edge. There we go. I can always tuck it into the pocket a little bit, but I don't want it getting super stuck in the fold. So there we go. That looks really cute. I like that. Let me flip that up and flip this down again. And put this on top and see how it looks. That looks really pretty too. And that holds it down. Whoops. It's a little bit stretchy lace. And I don't think it needs anything on the top or anything. Then this probably needs a little bit of stenciling. Then the question is, what color do we want to stencil it? I don't have a yellow. I don't want a bright orange. I wonder if I have a light orange. Let me see. Let's see how dark this is. Just going to kind of tap it on my... That might be a nice color. So what do we want to stencil on here? We will grab our stencils. And it doesn't hurt to use the same stencil over and over throughout your project. You know, you use whatever feels right at the time. So, in whichever one you like. And I kind of do pull out like a variety, but then I keep that variety out as I'm doing my stenciling, so that I am using the same ones kind of over and over. I have a choice, but that's really pretty. I wonder if I put that on there, going up and coming down. Let's kind of look at it. This is pretty too, but it's a little square for me. All right, so this is the one that I'm looking at. So see if that went right to about there. I think I might make it meet in the middle with the flower at the top and the flower at the bottom. And then maybe we'll stick something on the middle right there. Okay, now you have to be careful with these ones that are that are stuck. The really intricate parts can stick and rip if you're not careful when you take them off the plastic. So you need to be real careful about that. And then what I'm going to do after I get this off of here, I'm going to stick it on my shirt. You can stick it on your arm. I have lotion on my arm, so I really don't want to put it on my arm and get lotion on it. But something to help it not be quite as sticky as you're using it on your paper, because if it's coming off the plastic this hard, you know that it's going to come off your paper a little bit hard. And then you're very possibly going to rip it. So it takes a little bit. Just be patient. You know, sometimes you think it's hard to be patient or whatever when you're doing these types of things. But, you know, if you look at it more as just a relaxation exercise, just relax while you're doing it. You know, don't be in a hurry, and you won't have to be so impatient. So I'm sticking it on my shirt, peeling it off. I'm going to do that a couple of times. So pick a little bit of lint up off of my shirt so that it's not as sticky. And, you know, the sticky ones are nice because they're not going to move on you, but you really have to be careful, especially the first time that you use them. Which this one has been used before, but I don't know if I de-sticked it or not. And it still feels super sticky, so there we go. All right, so I think if I do this like this, my stem's going to be, I'm going to just take just a touch of that and put it on there to see where that stem comes to, so that I can see where I would need to line it up if I want them to touch. Okay, so I've got about 1/2 inch here, and then where I had it here, now I'm going to move it down just a little bit and kind of have the stem in the middle. I think I'm going to move it over just a little bit too, because that's a little bit close to the edge up there over here. So that's where I want it. Now, the one thing you have to be careful about is, because this stencil has all of this extra, you need to be really careful or cover that with a piece of tape. I'm going to just make sure that I'm careful when I go in there, and make sure that I don't get too ambitious up there and just start going all over the place. Try not to get over the edges of your stencil. I think I did right there just a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. I want to line this one up with that one. There we go. Now I put the stem just on the last part of the stem there, so that it just kind of looks like the stem is continuing. And I do like to do like these opposites too, where you put it one way and then another. I usually like the way that that looks. That's really pretty. I like that. See how that turned out? And then, you know, right there in the middle where they joined, you can't even tell. I like that a lot. And actually, I thought that I might need to put something there, because I thought you would be able to see that. But really, it's not. It's not noticeable where they are together, so I don't think I am going to put anything there. I'll come in and highlight this pocket just a little bit. Always better to do this beforehand, but if you forget, you still can do it at the end. I think I'm going to highlight the rest of the flap. I'm not going to do the whole page. Because right now I just want to do this. Later on I might come back and think that it needs more, but let's see what this looks like first. I think I like it not doing the outside edge, because if I do the outside edge, then there's not as much distinction on this flap. I don't want to do that. So that goes there, that goes there. We'll put that there. I really like that. I could maybe trim a little bit off the bottom, but I'm going to leave it because it just barely sticks out, and I do like things sticking out of my journals. So now we've got this side. So now the question is, what do we do here? I really like that, but do I want to do the same thing? Probably not. I could do it in blue because I did our butterfly so that it was orange there, and well, it was purple on this side to kind of match that. Or I could do it in a light purple. I don't know. So that one's going to stay just like it is, because it doesn't need to be the same as this one. And this is so pretty the way that it is. I don't want to try and replicate that on that side. So I'm going to wait for that one right this second. This page looks done to me. Maybe a little stenciling right here and some turquoise. Let's see, what kind of, I've got that frilly part there. Those flowers don't go with that frilly part. I want to, and I think when I did those, I think those were butterfly parts a while ago. What about this one? That one I think would look good. Or should I just put a dragonfly on there since we have the butterflies up there? I like this dragonfly. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the dragonfly, and then I think I might put the flowers over top of him. In what color? I don't have a light purple, because light purple would be the perfect color. What did I just do? There it is. Getting ink all over my hand. All right, so I'm going to kind of put him in the middle. Not quite dark enough on this end of the wing. There we go. That's cute, but that's very plain, so I do want to put something there. And I wonder what it would look like with them coming out the grass, out of the grass. Because I do like that, and let's try it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, that piece of paper is probably not going to be good. Just a second. All right, I'm going to take this dragonfly. Figure out which one it is. Okay, it was that one. This side of it. Okay, so let's put him. Oh, he's going to be ripped out anyway, so it doesn't matter where we put him. Okay, I'm going to just stencil him on there lightly, and I can use him for something else, maybe later, depending on how he turns out. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to tear around him. Get that out of there. Fairly close. And then I'm going to set this as a mask over top of my dragonfly so that he does not wind up with the grass over top of him. And it looks best to tear when you're doing a mask like this. At least this is my opinion. Cut exactly on it if you want it to be exact. Or if you just want to have a bit of a halo around it, if you tear it, it looks better than if you cut it. If you cut it, the lines are so stark that they're super noticeable. So I'm going to do like that, and then I'm going to take this and put it right over top of them and hold that there while I stencil. And why is it always the last one? It's always the last one. I'm going to take some green. And we're going to grab another one here. We're going to go ahead and put that grass on there. I'm going to try not to push super hard because this is quite a dark green. But see, now I can just go ahead and go get on where the dragonfly is and not have to worry about it. I want to see what's above this. Oh, that's our tag. I don't want to put the grass on the tag. It won't always line up. There we go. So that's what that looks like. And once we take this off, now that's what it looks like. So we've got him coming out of the grass, but he's not all covered with the grass like he was here. So that's what a mask is for. And I like the way that that looks. That looks nice. Alrighty, so had I decided over here and then changed my mind? I don't think so. I think I decided we weren't going to do that right away. So I think that what we may do, I still have to decide what to do here because I'm not happy with that. And on this one, we needed something on the flap. So I had pulled out these butterflies. I love these butterflies because they do pop up, but they also just lie right flat down when you close your book. And we've got a purple, and then we've also got this purpley blue. And I think the purpley blue would look nice on there because we've got purple and blue on these pages. So I thought we would put that right on the flap of the envelope. And I think I like it this way. So it goes right into the point of the envelope. Push that down. Yes, and I think that those are just really cute. And I will probably edge the envelope too when the time comes. But that looks really cute like that. And then something on the back of this. Maybe. I don't know. Alrighty, now I did think that this one would look nice on the back over here. And I am going to go ahead and cut off the white part of the butter that was left on the butterfly because that part bothers me. There, so much better. And then really, it's, you know, you don't think that it's very noticeable, those white edges, and really it doesn't look like it is on here. But sometimes it is so noticeable after you've glued it down. I'm just using Concord. What is it? Dusty Concord. After you glue it down, if you notice all that white, you can't edge it like this. You know, you can't get in there and get that white covered up. So, you know, to me, I prefer, if I think about it, and sometimes I don't, I prefer to just go ahead and edge it, even though I think it may not make any difference. It takes me 2 seconds, and then if it did make a difference, you know, it's hard to change it later. There. So there we go. And I just thought just putting that right in the center of the back of that envelope would just be a little added interest for that page. That's not, you're not going to see it very often, but then if you do flip it that way, it will. And I do want to just put it right in the center. Like that. And then I had decided on this flap, because we've got this over here, I just had, these are just a couple of little daisies. They're not paper, but they're like some kind of a fabric. And so I thought that those would look pretty there with this. And then I came across, this is like that melted Tyvek. And I thought that that really just matched really well. Even though you don't hardly see it, the flowers almost completely cover it up. But I just thought that that would look cute there with a center in the flower. And that always just kind of, you know, makes you notice the flaps a little bit too if you put something on the flap. And like I said, I might edge the other one, or at least I think I said that. But this one I don't think I will edge. But then again, when the time comes, you never know. Just going to put some glue right in the center of that flower. And I think that looks nice with the envelope, and it really does look good with the other side too. And I just have to decide, I've got these little ones that we had, I want a purplish one. Pinkish purple. Purple, purple. Let's see. That looks cute. It gives it a little bit of contrast, because usually the center of a flower is usually, you know, really does have some contrast to the flower itself. I can't get the sticky part to stop sticking to my finger so that I can get just a little bit of glue on there. I do usually like to try and remember to put a little glue on the back of my stickers like this that are puffy. Because it's, you know, there's such a small spot behind there to hold that on. I just think that the glue would really be better. Alrighty, and I think I'm going to kind of turn it like that, because there's a little point sticking out of the melted Tyvek. So I'm going to just point that right the same way as the envelope. So I think that that looks really cute too. There's our little girl. Okay, and on this one right here, because we did the stamping here, this stamping is on the back of here, so you don't see it, but you do see it here, and it's light. Now I could try and just line up my stamp again opposite and put it on this side. I don't know how well I'd be able to get it to line up or how well it would line up, but I thought that they would look really cute just outlined. That just makes, I think, just kind of makes it better than this, but the lightness that's on there really looks really good with the little bit of outline around it. This is just a black pen. It's from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't even have a name or anything on it. So just don't, it doesn't need to be totally perfect. Don't try and make it totally perfect. Just try and, you know, get the general shape of what you're outlining. And then if you think, oh, that just really looks too messy, then just go in and go over it again. And go over it again, not trying to be perfect, so that you see like the double lines. You see the messiness. And then it just really looks like you did it on purpose. So this is going to be it for today. We'll come back next week and do some more, and then we'll either have one more week or the next week will be the final flip through. So there we go. So I just like the way that that just helps it stand out a little bit. So that's what we have for today. I like the way that these things turned out. I really like that orange page. See, and that's just, and that definitely needs to be edged. And the other side didn't. This page I just love. Got, there we go. Oh, I was going to leave that there on purpose. And then we've got our flip up here. So there we go. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this journal and you're ready to start a new one. So thanks again. I really do appreciate you, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.